Well, thanks for visiting us here on your Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Morses with your forecast update for our Saturday. This is day 4 of our 4 days of expected severe weather, and the previous 3 days have produced some damaging storms and probably will be the case again today. The Storm Prediction Center, they have us in that level 3 enhanced risk outlook. All week we've been in that level 3 or level 4 kind of high-end severe weather outlook, and today it is a level 3 threat for us. What's going to happen, this cold front that's been a warm front to the north of us and kind of stationary is going to start moving south with some cooler air behind it, so it will move through as a cold front today. And once that front hits some of the warmer temperatures, middle of the day today will likely spark up some of those stronger storms. But we are watching some storms this morning that can produce mainly some flooding and some brief gusty winds along the I-30 corridor here. I did push everything to high again today, so it's likely we're going to see some additional flash flooding. That was a significant threat overnight. We'll likely see a few large hailstones here. We did have some reports of some golf ball sized hail plus yesterday, and may see that again today. And even a strong tornado or two can't be ruled out, and maybe a few damaging wind gusts here. But again, the main window for the storms likely late morning through the afternoon. So this morning we have a few storms that are pushing through some of the cooler air. Temperatures have kind of dropped back into the 50s and 60s here in the northern Arklatex areas like Shreveport, closer to 80 degrees this morning. So it will be out ahead of the front that we have the more significant threat for severe weather today. Area of low pressure over here in Texas is stirring up this band of showers and storms. You can kind of see that getting going between San Antonio and Austin. I believe that will be the line of storms that moves in later today, and will spark up some of those severe weather concerns for us. Big concern for the next 24 hours or so is going to be the flash flooding in Texarkana last night. We had a flash flood emergency. I understand there were over 60 water rescues performed by law enforcement there. Cars are stalled out on I-30 in the high water, and I believe some sections of I-30 were even closed due to the flooding, so we can't handle much more rain there. And you can see there's some lightning. It means some storms are pushing into Texarkana, so we may see some additional flooding there this morning. Areas south of that haven't seen some heavy rain, so Shreveport I think will be okay, but we can't rule out maybe just some spotty flooding today. And the Weather Prediction Center, they put out that 1 to 4 risk here, marginal, slight, moderate, and high. This is their risk of flash flooding today. Yesterday they had that high risk of flooding in the northern Arklatex, and they have that again today, so we will likely see some flash flooding, possibly some significant flash flooding in these areas again today. And there is a moderate risk of flooding as far south as Shreveport. Again, we could see some of the stronger storms drop maybe 2 to 3 inches of rainfall today, so that flood watch does continue. Nobody new added to that, but that watch is in effect basically through tonight. You can see the temperatures here. Cold front is moving south, so we've cooled into the 50s in Idabel and Mount Pleasant. Where you've cooled into the 50s, you're not likely to see any severe weather today, just some flooding there with the cooler temperatures. But where we're in the 70s this morning, these areas, again, we're going to be more under the threat of seeing severe weather. So let me help you time out the storms that we'll see today. You can see the storms kind of pushing through East Texas and over to Shreveport. Again, I think the storms this morning mainly producing some gusty winds and maybe some hail there. But once the stronger round of storms gets here, this will probably be by the late morning, early afternoon. I think it's these storms here that will have the higher potential of bringing those severe weather hazards that we mentioned. And Futurecast does show these pushing through by about sunset tonight, so hopefully most of us can kind of ease back on the severe weather concerns here once we get to about 4 or 5 p.m. today. And as far as the rainfall potential, the forecast models hinting that some of these areas could see an additional 2 to 3 inches of rain today. We're hoping that stays south of Texarkana, but again, flash flooding is a significant concern for us today. So just a good Saturday to maybe have some indoor plans and play some board games or do whatever to pass the time here. We'll have a cold front move through later today, so it is going to cool down tonight. We'll have drier weather on Saturday. Saturday, your temperatures will likely top out in the 50s.